Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 338. Happy Sunday. A lot to talk about today. I transitioned from the Madison card show to basically fully devoting my preparation for the Nationals week. So, a lot going on. Didn't go live yesterday because we were at the Madison card show. Friday, I did end up taking the afternoon off and ended up doing some hobby stuff that I didn't expect to do, like buying some boxes. So I took the afternoon off and was just getting the final preparations for my bargain boxes for the show. And got a message from my buddy Ryan. He's like, "Hey, Walgreens has Bowman mega boxes. There's still 7 on the shelf." I'm like, hey, all I'm doing is shipping out some eBay packages right now and putting together some bargain boxes. I'm gonna run to the Walgreens, and I also had to go to the post office, which was actually in the opposite direction. But I'll make a little afternoon of it. So I went to Walgreens. There were 7 mega boxes on the shelf. Now, they were in kind of a weird spot. So if you're familiar with cards, the cards section at Walgreens, typically the cards are in the toys and games section, which is kind of back in the back over by like over-the-counter medication. So it wasn't. The Bowman mega boxes were not back there. They were actually up front. And they were hard. I actually walked by them. I didn't see them. They were in kind of a weird spot, like top shelf with just some random stuff. So it was kind of difficult to find them. But once I found them, checked them out, bought all 7. I've opened 4. I think I've opened 4 of the 7. Now I still have a stash that I'm just kind of saving for the future. So these 7, it's like these I'm gonna rip. So I ripped 2 on Twitter Live Friday afternoon. Pulled an auto, Robert Hassel, San Diego Padres. Not a first, but still an auto. It broke my like dry streak. I've opened like 30 mega boxes and haven't pulled an auto. I did pull an auto early. I think the boxes I bought from like Target initially. So I've pulled maybe 1 or 2 autos prior to this. I've opened I've lost count how many mega boxes I've opened. I love Bowman. So I pulled the Hassel auto. In the same box, there was a Nolan Gorman from the Cardinals. I think a blue parallel, numbered to 150. Last night, I was listing a few cards, and I'm like, I'm just going to rip open a box. And I pulled a Jose Salas blue auto, numbered to 150. So 3 boxes, and I think I opened another one, which was kind of a dud box. So 4 boxes, 2 autos. So that was much better than my 0 for 30. The odds are catching back up. I also pulled a Corbin Carroll. I don't know if it was Futurist or Rookie of the Year favorites. It was an insert number to 50, so not bad. So I had much better luck with the Walgreens boxes. So I actually, since I had to go the opposite direction to my post office, I hit up, there's like a Walgreens on every corner. So I hit up like 3 other Walgreens. The next Walgreens I went to, none of the others had Bowman mega boxes. This was the only store that I found that had them. The second store I went to had like cards like back in the toys and games section, like under lock and key. No sports cards. It was like Pokemon and Magic and stuff. I don't know anything about that. And they also had like the $5 repack boxes. Then the next store I went to, I don't think had any cards. And then the final stop, no cards. So I was happy, got my 7 mega boxes. So that was Friday afternoon. Madison card show. Let's review it. Yesterday, I was just kind of like, this is not going to be a good show. This is going to be probably our worst show of the year. It's the heart of summer. It was hot and sunny. People are going to be at the pool. They're going to be at the lake. You know, I've talked about people love Madison in the summer. Nobody's going to come out. The National is next week. You know, so some people are probably already traveling. And we've got another Wisconsin Dells big show like right after the National. There was a big show in Des Moines, Iowa. So we have had vendors from Iowa in past shows. So all of this, it's like, this is going to be a crappy show. So actually last week or 2 weeks ago, Johnny, my co-promoter, I texted him and I'm like, hey, let's just, usually we do Facebook ads and we, you know, do a couple $100 in Facebook ads. I'm like, let's just punt this month because I don't think it's going to be, you know, the ROI on the ads. It's, you know, it's going to be a down show. We're going to have down vendor. We're going to have less vendors. So less money coming in. Let's just punt the Facebook ads and, you know, use that money for, you know, the next show, August or September, which I think will grow. We ended up doing half of our Facebook ads than what we've normally done. And we ended up having a great show. I was not only surprised, but I was shocked at how good of a show we had yesterday. Our vendor count was down significantly from June. I think in June we had 46 total tables. Yesterday we were right around 30 total tables. The room was set up for 35, and I think we filled all but maybe 4. So maybe 4 or 5. So we had 30 filled tables. And we had the most traffic, the highest attendance than we've had since we started in April. So this was our 4th show. I was really happy with that because I was really disappointed in our June show with traffic. Now, our vendor count I was extremely happy with, but if you don't have the traffic, the vendors aren't going to be happy and they're not going to come back. So you kind of want to have this balancing act of, we want a lot of people, but we also want a lot of vendors, and we just want this perfect confluence of vendors and attendees. So I was really disappointed in our June attendance. I thought it was going to be our biggest show of the year. It was so far in terms of vendor count, but it was one of the worst trafficked shows that we had, if not the worst. So I was really disappointed, and that kind of led into my poo-pooing July. Like, this is going to be an all-time bad show, and it wasn't. I was a little concerned at the start. It was 9:00, and I was, just finished setting up, and it was 9:01 when I looked at my phone, and I looked around the room, and there's like nobody. I mean, no attendees, basically. There's a handful of people kind of, coming in, where in the past we've had just an absolute bull rush between 8:45 and 9 a.m. And then it's just been crazy for 2 hours, and then it just dies. April and May were like that. I think May was probably the height of that, where we had people walking in at 8:45, and then all of a sudden it's just like a stream of people coming in. But then 11:30, it's dead. We have vendors packing up in the noon hour, which, when we're going until 3, don't want that when people come in after lunch, and there's nobody, nobody coming in. So June was down in attendance, but we didn't have that rush at the beginning. And then it was steady at the start, and it was steady throughout the show. Even though it was our lowest attended show, it was steady. And so the room was, somewhat filled the entire day. And even more so yesterday, where it started off extremely slow, people trickled in, and then it was completely steady all day up until the end, which we haven't seen people stick around. We had some deals being done at 3:30. We still had vendors, dealing with other vendors up until like 4 o'clock, an hour after the show ended. So I was really happy to see that. This gives me a lot of optimism for next month, and then especially when we get into the fall, we're kind of tossing around some big ideas for the fall shows. So really excited what the future holds. What's up, DR? Good morning. How do you balance the free admission versus paid admission? Have you ever seen a family pass for a card show? That's a great question. So the admission was something we discussed quite a bit ahead of our first show in April. We wanted to do admission for a couple reasons, mainly because it's a great count. You get, a more accurate count on attendance. And like Rich Klein gave me some tips, and Rich stated that when you charge for admission, you have, a little more flexibility in not allowing certain people in that may be, the scourge of the hobby. Say there's somebody walks in who's stolen cards before, or that, where if it's a free show, there's a little more leeway for not being able to have that, you're not allowed in here. Well, it's a free event, I can come in. So that was another thing that was, advice given, but mainly just to traffic, or to count traffic. And it's just an extra boost to the overall income in renting the room and all of the costs that go into it. So that was kind of the balancing act. And we charged the first 2 months, we charged $1 admission. Now, both my co-promoter and I, we run tables as well. And so we hired somebody. We hired one of my co-promoters' coworkers' daughters who's in college. So she worked the first show for us in April. So we paid her. She wasn't available in May. My mom actually came up and just did it as a hobby. And then we got canceled on late for our June show. And it was just like, it was the week of, and we decided, okay, it's not basically what we received in attendance income and what we paid the person taking the money. It's like, it's more of a hassle to track down somebody and do it. Let's just do free admission. It's easier. So now there's no looking back. If somebody, well, it was free admission last month, now I have to pay $1. People are going to be turned off by that. So now it's like, it's free admission. So that's kind of, it was just kind of, it is what it is. I know some shows the promoters will take the money as well, but doing a table, taking the money, like, you just can't do that, especially what we saw the first 2 months with the mad rush at the beginning. Whoever it was taking money, if they had there's no way you could have handled the first 2 hours at the door and run a table. And I'd rather run a table and be available to other vendors if somebody needs something, a light goes out, hey, I need this or whatever. Johnny and I are available to help the vendors out. We can, walk away from our table. We know we have regular vendors now that, hey, watch my stuff, all that stuff. So it's, it's worked out well. I remember the shows in the 90s where you would pay an admission and get a ticket for a free hot dog or drink. I'm sure there are food restrictions now. Shows by me are $5. So yeah, another great point. We have the ability to have like a concession stand. We've never used that. Ours is a fairly short show, 9 to 3. So and it's also the room fee is higher with the concession stand if we were to use that. So I like the fact that is available if we decide to expand or maybe even have a 2-day show in the future, extend the hours, have it a bigger show. We have that flexibility where it's an option. We definitely have room to grow, not only in the room we use, but we can use the outside areas on our floor as well. So we definitely we kind of lucked into it, just ahead of everything opening back up. So what 2022 brings is still to be decided, but I have a feeling our fee for the room will increase substantially. So we're going to have to take a look at things, and later this year, as we take a look at what the plans are for 2022. We're locked in at our price with our dates for the rest of the year through November, and taking December off, and then coming back in January. But again, we have to discuss numbers and what we want to do next year. So I arrived early, and it's like preparing for a card show. Like, there's never enough time. Like, I'm 4 months in now, and I've done multiple shows. What's up, Herman? And I've done multiple shows, and I'm still the night before, like, just feverishly sleeving cards for my bargain boxes. But I was able to add about 10,000 new cards to my bargain boxes, which is much appreciated by the clientele. And what I talked about after reviewing the Schaumburg show that I set up at, was it 2 weeks ago? That, I had great stuff. The vendor next to me had bargain boxes. He even commented, wow, you've got some really good stuff in here. But guess what? Everybody flocked to him. And I barely broke even. In fact, after you figure in gas and the tolls, I was in the red when I set up at Schaumburg. Not to mention, I had to wake up at 4:30 and drive 2 hours. Herman's watching He-Man. So it's a show I'll pass on in the future just because it doesn't work. There's a bargain box guy. He is the bargain box guy of Schaumburg. And so everybody goes to see him because they know he's got new stuff every show. It's good stuff. They're going to get a good deal. And, could I grow that at that show? Yes. But do I want to? No, because of what the tolls, the drive, just waking up super early, it's just not worth it for me. There's other shows closer by that I can do, not to mention my monthly show here. What's up, Zach? So that is something that, I thought of, well, he's the bargain box. I'll just, do big blowouts and try to, I'm the bargain box guy in Madison. And that's kind of, I've got return customers, and, people, one guy wanted Griffey's yesterday, and he actually, I think last month or 2 months ago, and I didn't have them pulled or sorted. So I'll have to get some for him for next month. But, people come back, and I had a great turnout in the bargain boxes. After the April or May show, I thought, is it too much? And I wanted to downsize for the June show. And in fact, I didn't downsize. I just brought even more stuff. And I think that worked to my advantage, because now there's so much there that, people dig. The only thing that I do want to adjust, and I brought in more dollar stuff yesterday. And I think I'm going to continue to do that, enhance my dollar boxes, because not only does that, the meter scales up much higher than 25-cent cards, obviously. But I've got a lot of like tweener cards. Like, it's okay, I'm not really going to move this on eBay for $1 or $2 where, my net profit's going to be less than $1. So if I toss it in a top loader, put it in a dollar box, I can move it. If it doesn't move in a few months, I'll throw it in the quarter box, and I've got a top loader. So that's kind of, I think I'm going to start looking for more dollarish cards that, it's not worth putting on eBay, but it's more than a quarter, like that. So I'm gonna do the quarter box or the dollar boxes, and then I'd like to, if I find some time, and this may be a winter project or a rainy day project, that I do want to get somewhat organized, just so when people say I'm looking for Griffey, maybe it's just some stars like Griffey or Jeter. Or, I've got a rookie box and I've got a first Bowman box. So, those, if people are looking for prospecting, they know where to go, those two boxes. But be a little more organized with stars that, people tend to want the Griffeys, the Jeters, and Yelich here in Wisconsin. So just star caliber players, just so it's an easy pull. Robin Yount, always have somebody looking for Robin Yount here. So that's an adjustment that I'll make on the fly. So that's what's great about, you add more cards in, you make adjustments based on sales and just, what you overhear. As far as the vendor turnout, we had some new vendors. We had some, returning vendors. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 vendors who've done every show, which is awesome. Charter members. We had a couple new ones that talked great about the show. They want to come back. They did well. That's great. The guys that run the Rockford show, they came up. They're looking forward to doing more shows. I said I'm still 50-50 if I want to do. They have a show on August, and they've changed venues, and I don't have it. I know it's in a church gymnasium in Rockford, and it's coming up on. It's Saturday, August 7th, I believe. So Saturday, August 7th, Rockford. So I'm still 50-50 if I'm gonna stop at that show. So just hearing that from new vendors that, want to come back, we can, and then once we get out of summer, I think we'll have that perfect confluence of the new vendors who want to come back, the old vendors who always come back, and then the tweeners, because you're always going to have somebody, especially in the summer, drop off because they've got a family reunion, family vacation, this or that. So I think once the fall hits, we're going to see all of this come together, and we're going to have some really big shows, maybe September, October, and November. So looking forward to that. I wasn't going to buy anything yesterday. What happens is I usually say that, and I walk around and I find good deals and buy Cubs cards. Yesterday, I bought 2 things. So the first was like 90 minutes before the show even began. It was me and a couple early arrivers, vendors, and one of the vendors was new, and came up, and he's like, "Oh, we've got this, and this," and so he shows me basically grab bags. And they're in Ziploc bags, and there's 160 cards in each bag. Baseball was $2, basketball was $3, and I think football was $3. So, and there were like good cards on top, and I'm like, well, for $2, I'll see what's in there. There was some Javi Baez on top, and Chris Bryant, and Mike Trout, and Juan Soto. I'm like, hey, I'll take a flyer on. I'm like, I'll just take all the baseball because I can keep the Cubs, and Trout on top. I can. And he's like, oh yeah, you can. I saw the video of all the people looking through your boxes. You can just throw them in there. I'm like, that's a good idea. So I ended up buying all his baseball and all his basketball. In all, there was it was $34 worth. So a bunch of bags, 1,000 cards or whatever. I start going through the first bag, and I'm like, holy cow! Like, I thought, and this is what you never know, you expect Mike Trout on top, Javi Baez on top, the rest of the cards, and at the bottom, it's a Ziploc bag, so you see the bottom, and maybe there's Luis Robert and, Bobby Witt Jr., and it's like, ooh, hey, but then in the middle, it's all like 89 Fleer, 91 Donruss. That's kind of what I expected, but still, it's like $2. I can still pull 10 Cubs cards out of here, and hey, I'm okay. So I start flipping through, and it's all like 2018. It's actually mostly 2021. Like, it's mostly 2021 Bowman, 2021 Topps Heritage, 2021 Topps, and then some 2020 products, and then there was kind of a sprinkling of like 18 and 19, but like nothing older than 2019-18. So there were 17 or 18 Mike Trouts. There was a couple Juan Soto's insert 52 insert, the archives. There was a Randy Arozarena holiday rookie, and I think his prices have fallen off. How about this? Topps Chrome Randy Arozarena rookie, Jason Dominguez Bowman Chrome, Bobby Witt Jr. top 100 insert, Bryce Harper Topps Chrome or Topps Heritage Chrome, numbered to 9.99, a Yordan Alvarez rookie card. These were in the $2 grab bags. Bowman Camo, Torkelson, and a first of who was that? Nick Maton. A Royal Blue Parallel of Vladdy Jr. There was, a stash of Vlad Juniors. I mean, and I can just go on and on. These are all Acuñas. So an insert, Heritage, Diamond Kings, a couple foils of Gleyber Torres. There's Donruss in here too. How about this? Rookie Gold Cup Ohtani. There was a Holiday Ohtani. There was an in-action Heritage Ohtani. Oh, yeah. And Tatis Gold Cup from Holiday. 3 inserts from Topps this year of Tatis. These were all in the $2 grab bags. Diamond Kings Tatis. 3 in-action Tatis. A couple more Tatis. There were a ton of rookies. These are all Joe Adell rookies. Like I said, 17 or 18 Mike Trouts. There was also, here, I'll show off some. I won't show off everything. That's all Trout. A Luis Robert Holiday rookie card. How about this? This is probably my favorite card of the bunch. 70 years of Topps. It's like a chromish Luis Robert. There was some of the camo parallels. Gavin Lux Chrome rookie. Kyle Lewis Holiday rookie. A bunch of Joey Bart rookies. Brady Singer rated rookie foil. A first chrome of Jake Vogel. 3 Christian Pache Heritage rookies. Dylan Carlson in action rookie. So yeah, this is Cabrian Hayes. I mean, just amazing. I mean, there was these. I'm actually doing a file exchange, so all of these are going in my eBay store today. So I'm putting those in the eBay store just to try to do a quick flip, get some more cash flow coming in for the National this week. So that was just, and it's like, how do you find these? And people always ask when, I'll show off all that stuff. And it's like, oh, this was, $2 per pack. I paid $34 for all of this stuff. And that's not even the basketball. There were basketball rookies that I'm just going to put in my basketball. I have a monster box completely jam-packed of rookies from the last 2 years that I'm just going to sit on. Basketball's really down right now. And then once basketball kicks up, if somebody gets hot, I've got, stacks and stacks of newer rookie cards. And I'll probably be on the lookout in the bargain boxes this week at the National for more. So that was a good find. And people are like, how do you find these? And I didn't find that deal. That deal didn't even find me. It just fell in my lap. And it's like, it's amazing what sometimes the unexpected. Yesterday was full of surprises. That buy and then the turnout at the show was pretty awesome. A lot of kids were there. We had a lot of like teenagers and young adults. It was funny. There was a girl probably 12, 13 years old. Had 2 binders, like the classic. I don't think I have one around me, but the old baseball card binders that we had growing up. Her dad's probably, our age. And, she's like, any interest? And she was going to all the vendors, and there was, an 85 McGuire rookie, the rated rookie Bo Jackson, like, cards that we grew up with. And it's like, yeah, my dad found these in the closet. So that was really cool seeing, young kids going around and doing some deals. So yeah, it was a great turnout, a lot of fun. Looking forward to our next show, which is August 28th, Madison Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Now my focus turns to the National this week. Like I said, those cards that I showed off, that I pulled out of the bargain bags, Those will be in my eBay store within the next couple hours. And then I'm going to get caught up on eBay shipping. And then I need to get my basement cleaned up and then start getting stuff ready for the National. So, and I've got cucumbers coming on. So I'm going to try to tonight make some dill pickles. Coming on really great. My garden, my vegetable garden is doing really well, which is, I guess it's not surprising because I've been really good at keeping it well watered. And we've had a lot of sunlight. So it's kind of, as long as I can, we haven't had much rain, but just that steady watering. So my vegetables are doing really well. So with the National is coming up this week, and my plan, so Monday and Tuesday I have to work. It's going to be hard to focus. And then Wednesday morning, I will probably do just, any last minute shipments from eBay, put the eBay store on vacation mode. And then I'll probably leave my house, I don't know, 9-ish, get down to Rosemont around 11:30. If I leave at 9, I'll beat the, the morning commute traffic. So that's the plan. Leave a little after that morning commute. Get that mid-morning traffic, which is pretty light in comparison, and check in. I think you can start checking in as early as like 10 or 11 for VIP. So I'm going to try to hit that. There's probably going to be a long line. So get there and there's a VIP room and all that. So I'm going to be ready right at the start. I'm going to hit that dollar singles club dollar box. That's head down straight there. I forgot to print out my maps yesterday or Friday. So I need to make sure I get that done tomorrow. And get prepared for my map. So my strategy is going to be once the doors open on Wednesday for the VIPs, singles club, digging through the dollar boxes, and that's where I'm gonna hold up. I think there might be a trade night Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, not sure what the plans are. Thursday is going to be another day of bargain box digging. So if I may go back to the singles club, but it just depends how much I get through on Wednesday. So then Thursday I will do bargain boxes. There's a couple dealers that I like to hit up. So I'll spend much of Thursday doing that. There's so Thursday night, I'll be going to a Golden Auctions dinner. So I'm looking forward to that. I really don't know what it's about. So it's going to be kind of a surprise, I guess. So that'll be Thursday night. And then there's a trade night, I think Thursday night with PJ Washington in attendance. So I may, depending on how the Golden dinner goes, head over there. And then Friday will be my shopping day, my Cubs shopping day. So that's when I'm going to be trying to pick off some of the cards on my want list. The Cap Anson, Chris Bryant Affleck, pre-war vintage tobacco cards. So that's my target for Friday. Saturday is going to be Saturday and Sunday are just kind of up in the air. Sunday, I like to do run the room for like discounts. I found some great deals, dollar boxes marked down half off, 2 for $1. Dug through some dime boxes on Sunday. So that's kind of the plan for Sunday, the final day, get those last bargain boxes out of the way. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to following your social media updates with the National. Safe travels. Have an awesome show. Appreciate it. Thank you much. Hopefully I can tweet a lot. The internet is pretty, actually it's not pretty spotty. It's very spotty inside the convention hall. I think I read today they've expanded it an additional 30,000 square feet. So 450,000 square feet. Just awesome. It's going to be a pretty amazing show. Can't wait. So that's kind of the plan. I'll talk a little bit more about it. So I won't be going live during the national. I may do some Twitter live. I need some more subscribers because you can't do live on mobile until you hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm like only a third of the way there. So I may do some Twitter live, like driving to the national or maybe driving back from the national to my hotel. I stay about 15 or 20 minutes out. I like the commute in the morning. The afternoon commute kind of stinks because you're on that high. You want to get back to the hotel and go through your goodies or, whatever you have going on. So maybe before or after the show, I'll do a Twitter live video. Although I don't have one of those camera mounts in my car. Maybe I'll have to buy one of those. So I'll try to do some form of update via Twitter, but I won't be going live on YouTube with Hobby Evolution Thursday through Sunday. I will go live Wednesday morning. So I'll probably go live tomorrow morning. Tuesday kind of up in the air. And then Wednesday morning before I leave, I will do a live video, and then be back Monday or Tuesday of next week. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the chat. eBay store will be loaded with 100 to 150 cards. Some of those you just saw that I picked up yesterday. So those will be in the eBay store, 1millioncubs.com. There's a link to the eBay store. It's also 99centcards.com. That's 99centcards.com. So check that out. Check out 3B Collections channel tomorrow night. He'll be going live with Kin. They go live at 7 p.m. Central on Monday nights. So I'll be in the chat room enjoying their stuff. And I think Herman mentioned something he was going to be talking about, and I saw that, and it really piqued my attention. Was it NIL, Herman? My computer's kind of slow because I have I'll add to the chat. I have some insight into the NIL and just kind of because I've actually had dialogue in that space. Topic for Monday night's hobby chat: will the new NIL and NCAA, card manufacturers start making college cards? Okay, so I don't have details on that specific part, but I do have some knowledge on how at least one institution is handling the NIL. I've had some dialogue, so looking forward to having the NIL chat. And I also worked in college athletics for 3 years, so I have a pretty strong opinion on NIL, and maybe I'll talk about that if I go live Tuesday morning. I can talk about that, and I don't want to steal any thunder from their show, so I'll just kind of hold that back for next week. But I have some opinions on NIL, and especially after working closely with college athletes and in a Division I college athletics department, knowing the ins and the outs. Essentially, I think it's a really great opportunity for amateur athletes, college athletes. So I'll leave it at that, and then I'll bring that up on Hobby Evolution this week, Tuesday or Wednesday morning. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great Sunday, and I will be live tomorrow morning, 6:45 for Hobby Evolution Monday morning. So we'll see you then. Have a good one.